Morning, everyone. My name is Atul. I'm working with the Tally Solutions, and I'll be your host for this session. Uh, I'll just request please be on mute throughout the session, while so it should not be disturbing other people as well. And just to inform you that we are recording this session for those who couldn't join for some reason. So along with me, we are having CA Jay D'Souza, that who is having more than 14-year experience, and he's from JSR Tax Advisory, which is having the branch in Dubai as well as in Oman. He's an expert in e-invoicing and the taxation and related to other services. So I'll invite Mr. Jay, who will take the session, who will take you to go through and who will clarify whatever your doubt is there. I'll request if you are having any questions, please put it in the question and Q&A panel. So we'll take it up in end of the session. And again, I'm requesting please be on mute throughout the session. So there will not be any disturbance. So over to you, Mr. Jay.
Thank, thank you, Atul, for the introduction. A very good morning to all. And
Good
I would
morning.
be glad to explain you on the e-invoicing. So what we will do, uh, I will try to cover my topic in 20 to 25 minute max. Then Atul will cover on the tele part. He will show you some functionalities and feature. And at the end, we want to keep 15 to 20 minutes for the Q&A. So to answer your maximum queries. In case we have limitation of time, feel free to reach out after the call also. We'd be happy to clarify your answers. So with this, let us begin the session. If we can move on to next slide, please. So let us first understand what are the digital transformation which are being introduced in the country and how Tele is helping the SMEs or the users to make a minimum disruption. So as you already know, Tele has integrated with MRA Tax portal so that you can directly file the returns from Tele to the FTA portal without any kind of manual logging or data punching. That is the feature which Tele launched. And as its tagline says, they always try to make it simple for the users. So the next digital transformation, which is coming e-invoicing, that we will also cover in detail. How Tele is trying to make it much simpler for the users and remove the complexity. Let us move to next slide, please. So let us see the demo or a quick video on how you can directly file the returns from Tele to the FTA portal, MRTX portal.
So just to clarify here, I'll just pause here. So just to clarify, you can directly log in to Amara Tax, Amara Tax portal from the Tally. You can just, as you have seen that you can go to the directly filing, e-filing, which is given in this Tally, and then you can log in here. Once you will log in, so let's see the further. So you can see that you have logged in, which is showing VAT 201 login successfully. Here it will show the TRN number and start the session. Once you will start the session, it will show the previous submission, like which is VAT, reference number, or whatever the invoice VAT amount, and the currently you have submitted that pending one as well. And then you can do the reconciliation. It will show similarly about whatever the VAT report is there, then you can do the reconciliation, what is the tax amount, computed tax value, and the total VAT amount, whatever the amount is there. And then you can, after verifying that, you can click on submit.
नहीं सर 11,000 का 11 ओ
Yeah. So once you will click on submit, then it will take you to the portal and it will take all the information. You can see the VAT reference number and you can see it's showing this is VAT uploaded successfully. So from the system directly, you can just upload and then from the exchange, you can upload, you can directly, it's linked with the Amara tax portal directly. So hope this is clear. If you are having any question, you can put in the chat box. We'll take it up in the end of the session. So let's move to the
Yeah,
further slides which we are having related to e-invoicing. Okay.
yeah. So let us understand why the e-invoicing is getting implemented. So it's not only UAE or Oman who is introducing the e-invoicing, it's a global change transformation which is happening in the multiple countries. Already 40 plus countries have already implemented e-invoicing, and in the coming next 5 years, 50 plus more countries are going to implement the e-invoicing in different phases. So it's not only coming from UAE or Oman, it's a global change which is getting implemented. And why so? Because the tax authorities want to have a transparency. They want to promote the digitalization, remove the paper document, and real time validation. So that's why the model which is going to get introduced in UAE is the PEPAL five corner model, the most advanced and the transparent model across the globe, which we are going to cover in the next slide. So it's beneficial to all the parties, tax authorities, as well as to businesses, as well as to the other regulator. It's an entire ecosystem which will get benefited through the invoicing model. Moving to the next slide. Next slide, please. So, as I mentioned, it will have a lot of benefits. The first benefit is faster invoice processing. The e-invoice model will be like an email. Once you send an email, the receiver will get in their inbox. So it will be near to real time. So there will not be any kind of issues wherein your customers can say, I did not receive the invoice. Can you send me again? There will be an acknowledgement of the successful delivery to them. And then your payments can also be processed faster. And since it's a standard format used by all the companies, there will not be any issues of data errors, and it will have 100% consistency. Whatever details I'm mentioning, same details will be delivered to the customer, and they can directly import or automate their accounting. That is again a benefit which will be coming from invoice. It will have a complete audit trails. So there will not be much queries which will be asked during the assessments by tax authorities. Your refunds will be faster if you are into a refund scenario, because there's no need of submitting samples again. Tax authority will already have the documents and the detail. And it will also reduce the compliance cost, no more manual processes, cross checks. You can focus more on your business operation, how to grow the business, and compliance will be maximum level automated once e-invoicing is introduced. So as it is mentioned, it's not just an compliance upgrade, it is a efficiency revolution, a big reform which everybody has to onboard. Next slide. Now in UAE, the e-invoicing is getting implemented in three phases. The phase one mandatory phase is for businesses having revenue more than or equal to 50 million dirham. Now, this revenue we have to see for your last financial year before the implementation. So, if you are following financial year Jan to December, for it will be FY25, which is to be considered for deciding the revenue. So, there are two key regulatory deadlines. The first deadline is to appoint ASP, then second deadline is to go live. So for the businesses, those who are having equal to or more than 50 million, they have to appoint ASP by 31st July 26 of this year, and go live is from 1st January 27. Why there is a gap? Because tax authority wants to give time for businesses to integrate and do testing of the invoicing. Then companies, those who are below 50 million, for them it's 31st March to select ASP 27, 31st March 27, and their go live date is 1st July 27. Phase 3 is for government entities. They have to select ASB by 31st March and go live is from 1st October. Now these are mandatory date. Voluntarily, you can do even today. So recently, Ministry of Finance and Federal Tax Authority, they announced that the invoicing model is live. They have introduced four corner. On your MRI tax portal, there's a list of ASP. If you want to go live, you can go live even today on an optional basis. But the mandatory dates which are there on the screen. So as a step, you need to appoint ASP. And the best part for the Tally users is that Tally itself will become the ASP. So you need not to worry about finding an ASP. It is already integrated and you can go live whenever you want. Moving to the next slide. So this is the five corner model. I will explain in a lucid way. Let us assume a scenario of email exchange first before going to the invoicing model. So if I am a sender, if I have to send email, what I need to do first thing is I need to have a data, what I need to send as a corner one. Second, if I have to send, I have to appoint a service provider for sending the email. Let's say I can appoint Microsoft, Google, or Yahoo. They will be my service provider. Now, similarly to me, my receiver is also required to appoint service provider. Now, they can appoint same or different. Let's say I'm going with Microsoft, user can go with Google. So I will send email through my service provider. My service provider, Microsoft, will send to buyer service provider, which is Google, and Google will deliver to the receiver in their inbox. And assume tax authority is a like a recipient marked in CC. So they will also know real time what exchange is being made between seller, sender and receiver. Same logic, same flow comes here in e-invoicing five corner model. So corner one will always be supplier who is the data originator. So let's say where you are using Tally doing accounting, generating invoice. Before you submit the invoice will flow to Tally as a ASP because Tally is also becoming. So they will validate your invoice. You will be on the same screen. You don't have to go into any other portal or log out outside your Tally user interface. Tally will validate as a ASP your service provider. Once validated, it will send to service provider of your buyer. Now your buyer can also be Tally user or they can be SAP, Oracle or any other ERP user. So it will send to ASP of your buyer and then ASP of buyer will send to buyer and parallelly they will send the data to FTA also for their information. That's still the half flow. Once your buyer receives the invoice, they will send an acknowledgement in the reverse order. 4 will send to 3, 3 will send to corner 2 will send to corner 1. And even tax authority will send an acknowledgement of receipt. Plus, your service provider, ASP, Tally will give you a unique identification number, which is a 35 character alphanumeric uh, hashtag, which will be unique for all the document across the globe. So once you receive back three things, unique ID through your ASP, one acknowledgement from buyer, one acknowledgement from tax authority, then the transaction is complete. This is for B2B. In case of B2C, where customer is not VAT registered, corner 3 and 4 will not be applicable, but still corner 1, 2 and 5 will continue as it is. When you will issue invoice to the customer, it will flow through this. But in UAE, at present, in the initial phases, B2C is not covered, but maybe in the coming 2 to 3 years, they will cover B2C also. So as of now, only B2B and B2G transactions will be covered under invoicing. B2C might be introduced in future, let's say 2 to 3 years down the line. Moving to the next slide. Yeah. And to share with you, Tally is already the certified provider access point for PayPal. If you will log into the PayPal website, you can see the name of Tally in the member list. And also Tally is in process of getting the ASP accreditation with Ministry of Finance UAE and Tax Authority. So It's in process. We are expecting soon, before the go live dates are there, ASP will name will be reflected on the MOF portal. So that is the current status. But rest assured, being Tele user, Tele is working hard trying to get this process completed ASAP. And as a guideline, as a criteria, they meet all the criteria. So there is very minimal chance that there will be any issues. Only the testing phase, which is the rigorous process MOF is following, is going on. Moving to next slide. Yeah. Now let us see what are the mandatory fields in e-invoicing. As of now, as per the UAE VAT law, we have around 13 to 15 fields which are mandatory in the tax invoice. But in the e-invoice, there are around 50 fields which must be there in order to generate a successful e-invoice. So what you need to do in the same new fields will also be created by Tally in the respective screen. The requirement from your side is that you should have data to punch in those fields. For example, the invoice type code. When you will create sales invoice, tax invoice, automatic Tally will integrate the code 380, which is required for the invoicing purpose. However, when let's say you are canceling a credit note, you need to select a reason. There will be a drop down why it is getting cancelled. Is there a discount which is given or sales return of goods? So those details you need to add in. For example, your buyer's address, if anything is missing, you need to maintain the data in the right set. Identification number. So electronic identification number, it's like an email address to exchange the invoicing through the model. So in UAE, it is 0235 colon and your 10-digit TIN. That will be the unique identification number. So you need to ensure that when you are sending to your customers, that identification number is correct. In case it's wrong, it will get delivered to the wrong person or it will get rejected if there is no valid such TIN number. So sanitizing the data is the most crucial aspect which you need to do to ensure I have all the right data set, and training to your staff. If the staff is not trained, for sure they might punch wrong data, and punching wrong data means rejections from the ASP. You will not be able to generate invoice successfully. So these are the 50 fields on the screen which must be entered before generating the invoice. Moving to the next slide. This is the sample text invoice, e-invoice, which will be there. So actual e-invoice is a XML format, which is machine readable, which Tally at the backend will generate, will send to tax authority and to buyer. And when it will return, for us as a humans to understand, it will convert that XML into human readable PDF format, which is there on the screen. So if you will see at the top, there's UUID, hashtag alphanumeric. This will be the unique number because let's say you are using invoice category as INV-01. Now you can also use same format. I can also use same format, but UUID will be common, unique for all the documents across the globe. Then date and time of exchange, hour, minute, second, everything will be time stamped. Once you process the invoice, then you cannot change even an amount in it or even qualitative data, let's say address or name. Anything cannot be changed because it will be time stamped and temper proof. So the only way of correction is credit note. Let's say in this invoice, by mistake, we punched 3420 instead of 3240. What action we need to take to correct? Issue a credit note to cancel this. Credit note will also have a unique ID, and then you have to reissue a fresh invoice. Let's say amount is correct, but description instead of gas stove, I entered wrong item, 12 pieces, it should be 10, or description should be different. Even for that, we need to issue credit note and issue a fresh correct tax invoice. So that's why training to user is most important to avoid all the cancellation scenarios in the system. and everything will be flagged with tax authority. So the more cancellation, it can raise a red flag in your profile, that why there are so many corrections which are happening. And at the end, if you will see, there's a PayPal ID of your customer, as I mentioned, 0235 colon and 10 digits of your customer's TIN. So all those detail also will require to be mentioned. Moving to next slide. Yeah. Now I will hand over to Atul. He will show you quick screens on the tele, how the exchange and everything will happen.
Thank you, Mr. Jay. Meanwhile, I'll request if you are having any queries, you can put in the chat box. So we'll take it up in the end of the session. So I'll show you the how Tally will work in terms of like e-invoicing. So let's see that how invoicing we are generating from the Tally. It's just a normal invoice which we are for the demo purpose we are showcasing. So whenever you are recording the invoice, you will get a pop-up like, do you want to generate e-invoicing? So once you will click yes for the particular transaction, it will show you that okay, data exchange means it will reach for the e-invoicing. It will send for the data exchange for the invoicing, and then you will get the message which is invoice updated successfully for the processing. As you have seen the five corners, like first we are sending for the ASP means tally. So it will that invoicing will go for the ASP who will validate all the required fields, which we have seen around 52 fields was required for the customer side from the buyer side or seller side. So those are the information we required. So it will validate. Once everything will be okay, then it will go to the third party, which is buyer. So once buyer will be okay, like oh, everything is okay, and then he will approve it. So once it will get approved from the buyer side, then it will go to the exchange, which is FTA. Okay. So if you want to know either buyer approve it or either it's pending, whatever the things is there, you can just open that particular transaction again, and then you can click on the provide VAT and e-invoicing detail. Once you will click, it will show you that this is UID, date of exchange, and status. You can see e-invoicing status is showing in progress. So means it's still not yet approved. Even if you want to know the status detail, you can see in the right hand side we are having button where you can see the status of the e-invoicing. So means C2 means we have generated, C3 means from the buyer side it's pending, and C5 means it's pending to progress for the FTA portal.
Hmm.
So complete information you can check here. Now let's see another case if we are giving any discount, because now e-invoicing is there. So we have to maintain like if we are giving the discount, so we have to provide like why we are giving this particular discount. So we have to select the reason. So the system will give you the region, particular region. Let's say that you are giving the 2% discount here in the particular item. So what was the reason that you are giving the discount? So whenever you are selecting for the e-invoicing, it will ask you region for allowance. You can see either discount or a special rebate or whatever the things is there. We have given the nature of list of reasons why we are giving this particular discount to this particular customer. So required field you can select like why we are giving and then accept it. Now, some of the case, let's see, you are having where the users, accountant are recording, or like you are having the people where they are doing the transactions, but some other team are there that who will approve it, who will validate and they will approve the invoice, and then will send for the e-invoicing. So what will happen in that particular case? We are having the option where you can disable send e-invoicing detail after saving voucher, because if it is an individual role that where person is recording the transaction and he is generating e-invoicing, he is the approver, everything, he is taking the decisions, then it's okay, you can enable this and then you can just save the invoice. But some of the case that one person is generating the invoice, another is approving, so in this case you can disable this particular option and save it. So what will happen once the approval will approve all the invoice, then you are having the report where you can see here exchange, and you can see the options which we have given send for e-invoicing. Once you will click after approving that okay, all the data we have validate and we have approved it, so then you can click send for e-invoicing. It will show you the list of pending invoices, which is showing yes, these are the invoicing which is pending to send for the e-invoicing. There's the criteria. I think if I'm not wrong, Mr. Jay will clarify. 14 days time limit is given which is for like submitting the e-invoicing. So that is also there. Either
Hmm.
you can select the particular e-invoicing, like okay, I want to send only few 2 to 3 transactions, or I want to send all the transactions. If you want to send all the transaction, just click send. So once you will click on the send, then it will take all the transaction. Otherwise, you can select the particular transaction which you want to select by pressing space bar or the selection, and then you can send it. Now,
Correct.
related to
And
like you
just
want
to
to,
add one point on Atul's,
yeah, sorry,
so
yes,
e-invoicing is required. Yeah, no, it's Atul. So e-invoicing is validation is required before you want to give the invoice to your customer. So if I, as a business, I'm not supposed to issue real time invoice to customer. I need not to do real time validation. I can generate 5 invoices today. I'm not giving to customer yet, and I will issue at the end of the day. So I can use this bulk validation option, and later on tomorrow I can deliver all the invoices to my customer at a stretch. What point we have to remember is before giving to customer, it needs to be validated that UUID should be mentioned. So I can keep as a draft, keep on doing my accounting entry, and at a bulk process the invoice for all the customer. So it depends on your business transaction. If your customer, let's say you are dealing in wholesale B2B, and your customer needs invoice along with the transaction delivery of goods, at that time you have to process real time. But if he wants later on, you can generate as a bulk also. Yeah, Atul.
thank you. Now, related some of the reports which we have already given in the tally. So, related like we are having already for the F, like F201, which is we are having for the VAT form. The same thing we have given here, where you can see the uncertain transaction means correction needed. Like you can just click enter in that, and then you can see what are the correction is required, which is invalid or missing information. Like we needed required 52 fields means some other things is missing means you can just check cross check and then you can update those particular information which is pending for the e-invoicing and all, and then you can submit for the e-invoicing information. So I'll request Mr. Jay, you want to add something in that?
Yeah. So the main point is like from your side, there are a lot of technical things, integration and all, which users, those who are not on Tally, they have to worry about. But here, all the technical thing is taken care by Tally. From your side, you need to ensure that the data which is mandatory is entered from your side, because if that is missing, let's say unit of measurement, kgs, liter, numbers, if that is missing, you cannot process further. So that is also being simplified by Tally here. If anything is missing, you can click on that missing field, enter again and reprocess it. For example, you have selected VAT code as 5% standard rated, but amount is 0. So that will again raise a error. You have issued currency as USD, but exchange rate is not mentioned. That will be would be highlighting error on the screen. So you need not to again go out of the transaction, do all the corrections which are listed in the screen, process it further. Yeah, Atul, over
Okay,
to you.
thank you. Similarly, we are having the pending for e-invoicing generation. Like you can see how many invoicing, which is like you raise, but you did not send for the e-invoicing. So that also you can see these are the invoicing. So you can just validate and then update the required information. If everything is okay, then you can send for the e-invoicing all the information. So as I mentioned, I think Mr. Jay, please clarify either it's a 14 days, if I'm not wrong, for the certain time period that you can
Yeah,
submit
14
for
days is the
e-invoicing.
time limit. So let's say you have received advance from a customer. So you have 14 days to issue invoice from date of advance or date of delivery of goods. That is the time limit of 14 days, which is there in the UAE. But it's not necessary that you always delay your invoices, because for many companies, they have a rule that delivery of invoice is required along with the delivery of goods. So over there, you can issue at the same time on the same day.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So now what exactly we have to do for ready for the e-invoicing? Mr. Jaya will clarify what are the things we required as of now.
Hmm. So as I mentioned, the and this is again a time consuming and a very critical aspect, which we call it as data sanitization. Now, Tele has all the functionality and feature, but data you need to ensure that it's sanitized. Over there, we cannot have a automation or auto sanitization. So ensure that all the masters, your company master, your customer master, there will be additional field. Like there's one question from Mr. Dilip, how we will know that a transaction is B2B or B2C. So in the vendor or your customer master, there will be separate now new identification, whether it's a individual or a company or a government. So you have to enter that field. So system will know, Tele will know whether it's a B2B or B2C. If it's B2C, e-invoice is not mandatory now. But if it's B2B, it will stop you over there to generate the e-invoice. So having correct data for your company as well as your customer as well as your supplier is important. Now, as you would see, even your purchases you will receive through e-invoicing. So now your vendor is delivering invoice to you by email or by portal or a physical invoice. Now that also will come automatically through your ASP, your tally, and you will be corner four. So your landlord, when he is raising invoice for rent, it will come automatically, and you can receive and auto post the entry in tally. That level of automation is also possible. Further, now, if you are dealing into zero rated or export transaction, there will be code for each and every zero rated category. Are you selling medicines or you are providing any kind of international transportation? So we need to select the reason why we are charging zero rate. Is it a direct export, indirect export? That level of fine tuning or detailing is required. And as I mentioned about the ASP, that is the best part for tele users. They don't have to worry at all. That is taken integration and adhering to the rules of Federal Tax Authority or the PEPAL. That is all taken care by Tele. And the another last point which I want to mention is training to your staff, constant trainings, so that they know how to use the system correctly. It's not only a one-time activity. Every regular training should be given so that they are updated with the new system which is getting introduced. And start early. Don't wait for your timeline. Like if even though your turnover is below 50 million, you are required to do from July, but don't wait for it. Start now so that you get sufficient time to familiarize yourself, because you have other tasks also as a business in terms of operations, sales, marketing, auditing. It's not only e-invoicing which you can take it as a full-time task. So start early, give sufficient time to train yourself as well as to your staff. That is my suggestion.
Thank you, Mr. Jay. If your system is up to date, means Tally is up to date, you don't need to worry about it. Even we are doing multiple sessions to give the awareness and giving the training. And once we will become a ASP, it can be anytime. It can be tomorrow. It can be next week or this week. Anytime we'll get update and will you can see the Tally name as a ASP provider, service provider that will be listed. Anytime from the FTA side, we are waiting from the FTA side now. So your system should be up to date. If your system is up to date, we'll inform you for each and everything. Our partners also there that who will help you out how to upgrade or what are the things is required, and you can join multiple sessions. So that will help you out from our side. Coming to the next, like
Yeah.
previously, you have seen the last release which we have launched recently, which is 7.0, which we are having Tally backup, which is already given in the system. You don't need to worry about the database. Like every time you have to take the manual backup or system is getting corrupted, how to restore the backup and all. So losing the database, you don't need to worry about it. If you are using the Tally Drive features, which is given in the Tally, then you can upload it. You can just directly configure and then you can use this particular service. Your data will be secure. And second option, which we are having instant discovery with the smart find. We are having the search option. So anything you want to know, any particular item with the supplier name, like who was the supplier, which was the item, from whom I bought it, anything you want to know, it's a search option. It's just a Google that whatever the data you have filled up in the Tally, the same database you can just search and it will take you. It will take out all the information from the master level as well as from the transaction level as well. The last but not least, we are having the native support, which we are having that currency symbol, which is given in the tally. So that in the latest release, if you are using the latest release, you can get this particular information. Now we are open for the Q&A as well as I'll run one small poll. So we need your like a small feedback. So you can see it's a two question we have given. So just need your feedback like how you are feeling and if you are need some help from our side, we can help you out in all the terms. And meanwhile, we take the session like questions as well. So I'll request everyone, please participate in this poll. We need your support where we can help you out to do all the things, all the required things. Okay, we'll wait for 30 seconds and then we'll start Q&A. And let me see some of the questions we have already received.
Yeah, I'm also trying to answer from the reverse order.
Okay. Ms. Versa, please once again explain in the last uploading from Tally process. I didn't understand, means you are talking about that e-filing or like what exactly? If you missed something, so we can connect with you personally, or I can ask the partner to connect with you, and we can help you out to sorting out whatever the issue you are having. Mr. Khalil, when we can get the confirmation as the Tally AJASP is it can be any time like today or maybe this week or any time because we have done whatever the required things was there we have already done from our end. Smart. Okay, not recording this session. Okay. So anyway, we are already having the recording. We'll share with everybody. So I can see most of the answers Mr. Zaya is already given. So, Mr. Jay, we are having the couple of questions which we can see here. Mr. Khalil is asking if the buyer is a consumer, a person, what are the
Hmm.
mandatory detail need to be recorded? I think you have seen in the slide which we have showcased like 52 fields are there where the buyer
Yeah,
also some of the information was given. So hope that we have
Atul,
already clarified.
but his question is from B2C. At present
Okay.
in UAE, B2C is not covered for invoicing. It's
No,
only
I think
B2B, business to business.
that may be the different question. So that is okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So for B2C, walk-in customers or cash customers, invoicing is not required. Only if your customer is a business, let's say you are issuing to a legal entity, then it will be covered. But if you are issuing to Jay Duseja, individual, that qualifies as B2C. So we don't have to see the VAT registration status. Your B2B customer can be VAT registered or it can be VAT registered customer. For all B2B, e-invoicing is required. To give you an example, let's say you are supplying to a small shop, laundry, grocery store, or anything other. They are a business but not VAT registered. Over there also e-invoice is required. But
Yeah.
for individuals, sales not required.
Okay, we have next question from Mr. Dilip. If we are validating end of the day, then we can make adjustments for description, quantity, price, uh, in case mistakes
Yes,
were made.
if it's in the still draft mode, means when you are not pushing the option which Atul showed you, e-invoice yes or no, means this is still draft, not completed. So till the time it is submitted for validation, means final validation, In the draft mode, you can make any changes.
Yeah. Another questions which we have received from Zen. So could you please clarify what should be included in the revenue threshold calculation? Especially, does the threshold consider all type of revenue, including standard, zero rated, or exempt and out of scope supplies?
Yeah. So I replied to him, we have to take revenue as per our financial statement. In that, every type of sale will be included: B2B, B2C, sale to free zone, export. The total revenue as per your financial statement needs to be considered for deciding the timeline.
Okay. Okay, I think Mr. Dilip is asking B2C. What about walk-in clients? Walk-in clients means you are considering as a B2C. So B2C is already we did not consider B2C as of now from the government side. Maybe in the future, as mentioned previously, maybe in the future 2 to 3 years it will take to get the B2C as of now. So as of now, B2B and B2G is given in that.
Hmm, correct.
Mr. Jayesh, will there be another session for any account? Okay, no problem, Mr. Jayesh. Definitely, we'll be having the multiple sessions because still time is there till July uh, to finalize the ASP and all. So we'll be having a couple of sessions where we can invite and your accountant can join that. Mr. Parsul, I can see that. Okay, what if we sold an item to a customer B2C? After one day, he came back and said it is not for him, it's for his company. So it become B2B. So what
Hmm.
should be done?
So they have to issue credit note for the first B2C transaction and then generate e-invoice for the B2B, fresh invoice.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I can see most of the questions you have already covered in the chat. Yeah. Let me see the new question which we have received, Mr. Mohammed. I'm using the same tally for the Saudi company as well. Are there any issue if I use it for UAE company as well? No, there will not be any issue that there is a two different companies and two different configuration because whenever you are creating the company, you are selecting the country as well. So there will not be any certain effect is there. Saudi will work as a Saudi rules and here it will be different because both are different entities. Mr. Dilip, can you run a B2C invoice example on Tally now? See, B2C means you are selecting a consumer, not the
Hmm.
business.
Yes. So for that, there's no invoicing. So it will be as it is. You are processing now in the tally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there is no further questions as of now. But if you are having any questions, so I'll request Mr. Jay, please put in the chat box your contact information.
Sure.
So that will be better. The people can reach out to you for further queries. And yeah, we'll take couple of questions more, whatever is there. But let me showcase this event which we have organized along with the Tally Global. So Tally Global, let me talk about the some of the things where like Tally Global is currently doing. Tally Global is located in India, UAE, Tanzania, Angola. So they are having multiple branches. They are having more than 25 year of experience in the same domain. They are very old partner, Tally partner, providing more than 10,000 customer services to across the globe. International presence already there in India, Angola, and Tanzania, and they are having team as well that who can help you out in terms of anything you are looking. They are having the product which is TallyPrime, like server, Tally license, customization, add-ons, or if you are looking for any training session, mobile application also they are having. If you want to access or you want to record the transaction, so that is also is given. And if you want to integrate with the backend, if you are using any other tool, so that is also is there. So if you want to reach out, you can reach out to these like Anirudh or Vivek is there. So you can reach out. These are the mail IDs there. So coming back to the questions, we'll take it up a couple of questions again, and then we'll move.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm also trying to respond as many possible in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
chat. There's one query which is asked by a couple of members, how to make invoice for Amazon and Noon. So over there again, we have to see your customer status. Now, many times in Amazon and Noon, they are intermediary. The direct invoice is made to the end customer. So if you are doing the same, end customer is B2C, invoice will not be applicable. But in case you are selling to Amazon and Noon to them, and then they sell further to customer as a trading, in that case, for you, it becomes a B2B transaction because for you, customer is Amazon, not Jay Duseja. So you will issue bill to Amazon as a customer. It is B2B transaction. E-invoicing is required. Then when Amazon will sell to Jay, it is B2C for them. They are not required to issue e-invoice. So you have to differentiate between B2B and B2C.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Sheikh, as we mentioned previously, that no, we can't change we can't do any alteration in that. You can raise a credit note and then you can raise the new invoicing again.
कौन सी क्वेश्चन है हम लोग ऊपर वाले की बात नहीं है
Okay, I can see couple of questions. We'll take maximum 2 to 3 more questions, and then if you want to know more about it, you can connect us personally, and you can reach out to Mr. Jay as well. Let's Mr. Samir is saying it's compulsory to generate e-invoicing same time or generate after some days. So I think we have already clarified previously as well that there is a certain time period is given. Like once you are like as I took the example as well, like somebody is generating the invoice and somebody else is approving and then submitting. So that is also possible. So 14 days timeline is given where you can just clarify and then you can raise the e-invoicing. Mr. Jay, you want to add something in that?
Yeah, as I mentioned, 14 days is just a flexibility given for cases of advance or when you are delivering goods first and issuing invoice later. So for that, 14 days flexibility is given, but that does not mean that I have to issue only after 14. Many companies, as I know, they have a policy that they issue invoice along with delivery of goods, which is perfectly fine. But in case of advance, you may use that flexibility because you will not know when you are receiving the fund. So today you received fund, same day invoice might be difficult. So for those cases, government has given 14 days time limit to issue tax invoice.
Yeah. So we'll take two more question. Like Mohammed Safi is asking, as per the information, B2C is not mandatory. B2B is automatically going to generate e-filing as well. So what is the effect of both of these, including in the same quarter?
Yeah. So I replied to him, reporting will remain as it is. When you will file your VAT return, you have to show your total sales, B2B as well as B2C. Only difference will be for B2C, you can continue using your normal invoicing. And for B2B, you have to issue e-invoice. That will be the
Yeah,
difference. So e-invoicing is not changing any rules of tax or VAT or any of your business rules. It is only changing mechanism how we exchange the document. That's it. All the rules of VAT will remain as it is.
okay. After submission, okay. I think Anirudh already replied to that. So I think I'm sharing once again Mr. Jay contact information. So I'm
ये
unable to share how it is.
ये हुआ नून या अमेजोन पे सेल हो होगा उसका
That is we have already cleared that. That
Jayesh, I think I replied to your question, Jayesh. What about cases when my clients one invoice the number? Yeah, that is fine. See, as we mentioned, invoicing is not changing the VAT rule. So there's a concept of summary invoice, which you can issue once in a month. So whenever you want to deliver invoice to your B2B customer, it should be e-invoice. Now it can be summary invoice once in a month, or invoice for each supply. That is up to you between your commercial arrangement with the customer. That is perfectly fine. Like I am delivering, let's say, water bottle or tissue papers to a hotel every day. So over there, there's a provision in law. Instead of daily invoice, I can issue one invoice to my customer. That is perfectly fine. So that was, I think, question of Mr. Jayesh.
Yeah. So I have shared once again the contact information. You can see the mail ID, even the contact information and website also is given. So if you want to reach out personally to take consultation, that you can reach out and you can just get more information about it. Even our partner also, Tally Global also is available to help you out and will do multiple sessions to clarify more that whatever the doubt you are having. Even one-on-one also you can reach out if you're looking for any particular surveys or how to upgrade and what will happen once the tally will become ASP and all. So the team will help you out. So we'll close for the day. So if you are having any particular questions, please reach out to Mr. Zay or either you can reach out to Tally Global team. They will help you out.
Great.
So
Thank you,
till
everyone.
then,
Thanks
thank
a
you
lot,
so much.
Tally
Thank
team.
you, Mr. Jay, for helping us in this particular session. So thank you so much, everyone, and we'll update you for the further sessions in the future. You can reach out for any query. You can reach out to Mr. Jay or our Tally Global partner as well. Till then,
Perfect.
take
Thanks.
care.
Thanks a lot, Atul, for the opportunity. Thank
Thank
you to Tally team, and thank you to everyone for attending the session.
Thank you.
Thank you.